My brothers and sisters, my dear friends, listen to me carefully. There comes a time in your life when people look at you. They look at your face, they look at your calmness, and they make a mistake, a very big mistake. They say, this person is weak. They say, this person has no answer. They say, one can walk all over them. Why? Because you are quiet. But let me tell you a secret today. A secret that the arrogant will never understand. Your silence had destroyed their ego. My brothers and sisters, my dear friends, let us sit together for a moment. Just a moment. Because there is something heavy on your heart today. I can feel it. You have been wronged. You have been spoken about in ways that made your blood boil. You have been mocked, belittled, and pushed aside, and everyone around you said, fight back. Say something. Defend yourself. But you didn't. You stayed quiet. And now you are wondering if that silence made you a coward. Let me tell you something that will change the way you see yourself forever. Your silence was not a weakness. Your silence was a weapon. And while you have been losing sleep thinking they won, let me tell you the truth they will never admit. Your silence destroyed their ego. Listen to me carefully. An arrogant person, a person who is full of pride, they do not fear your loud voice. They do not fear your anger. In fact, they love it. Why? Because anger is a reaction. And a reaction means you care. When you scream at someone who hurt you, you are telling them, you matter to me. Your opinion matters to me. Your insult reached my heart. And that is breakfast, lunch, and dinner for their ego. They feed on your pain. They drink from your tears. They grow taller every time you shrink into a defensive corner. But what happens when you give them nothing? What happens when you look at them not with hatred, not with tears, not with shouts, but with complete, absolute, deafening silence? That silence confuses them, because their entire game depends on you playing along. They throw a stone, expecting you to throw a bigger stone back. That is how they measure victory. But when you catch the stone, hold it in your hand and say nothing, and walk away, now they are lost. Now their minds start spinning. They ask themselves, why didn't they react? Did they not hear me? Are they plotting something? Do they know something I don't know? And that doubt, my dear brother, that doubt is poison to an arrogant soul. They would rather you shout at them for 10 hours than look at them with 1 minute of peaceful silence. Because shouting means you are on their level. Silence means you have already left them behind. Think about the greatest man who ever walked this earth, our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When the people of Taif threw stones at him, when his body bled so much that his sandals were filled with blood, what did he do? Did he curse them? Did he call upon Allah to destroy them? No. He was silent for a moment, and then he prayed, not against them, for them. Allah guide my people, for they do not know. That silence, that beautiful, powerful, earth-shaking silence, did not come from weakness. It came from a strength so deep that the arrogant people of Taif could not even understand it. They expected revenge. They got mercy. And that mercy, it destroyed their ego more than any revenge ever could. Because revenge would have made them martyrs in their own minds. But mercy made them face the mirror. So when you stay silent today, my beloved, you are not being weak. You are being prophetic. You are walking in the footsteps of the best of creation. You are telling the arrogant person, I do not need your validation. I do not need your apology. I do not need to prove myself to you. Because my worth comes from Allah, not from your opinion of me. And that statement, spoken without a single word, is like a sharp blade cutting through the balloon of their pride. Pop, gone, deflated. They walk away looking confused. They walk away looking small. And you walk away with your dignity intact. But here is the part that hurts. Here is the part that keeps you awake at night. You feel like because you didn't defend yourself, they won. They got away with it. They are still laughing. Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a person who shouts at everyone, who argues with everyone, who always needs to have the last word? Have you ever looked at that person and thought, whoa, they are so peaceful. I want to be like them. No, never. The loudest people are the most exhausted people. They are running on a treadmill of ego that never stops. Every argument they win, they need another one just to feel alive again. That is not victory. That is addiction. Victory is the person who sits in a room full of people attacking them and remains calm. That person controls the room, not with noise, with presence. Do you know why they underestimated you? Because they looked at your silence and thought you had no answer. They thought your mind was empty. They thought your heart was scared. But you and I know the truth. Your mind was working. Your heart was trusting Allah. And while they were busy celebrating what they thought was their victory, you were quietly, patiently, powerfully preparing for something they could never imagine. Your silence gave you time. Time to think, time to heal, time to plan, time to grow. They reacted in 1 second. You responded after 1 month. And that response, it was wise, it was calculated, it was graceful, and it crushed them completely. So hold your silence like a treasure, my brother. Hold your silence like a shield, my sister. Do not let anyone convince you that you must shout to be strong. The lion does not roar before every hunt. The strongest storms arrive without warning. And the most powerful people on this earth are the ones who have mastered the art of saying nothing when everything inside them wants to scream. Your silence is not empty. Your silence is full of trust in Allah, full of patience, full of wisdom, full of a victory that has not yet arrived but is closer than your own breath. Let them talk, let them laugh, let them underestimate you. Because while they are busy making noise, you are busy becoming unstoppable. And when the day comes for you to rise, they will look at you with eyes of shock and realize too late that your silence was never surrender. It was the calm before a storm they never saw coming. May Allah give us the strength to use this weapon well. Ameen. My brothers and sisters, my dear friends, let me take you deeper into this truth. Because the first keynote touched your heart, but now we must go into the mind. We must understand why people look at your stillness and come to the wrong conclusion. They see you sitting quietly when everyone else is fighting. They see you forgiving when everyone else is seeking revenge. They see you smiling when everyone else is frowning, and they make a judgment. They say to themselves, this person is simple. This person is naive. This person does not understand the game that is being played against them. They think your patience is ignorance. They think your forgiveness is fear. They think your smile is stupidity. And because they think these things, they underestimate you. But let me tell you the truth that will free your heart today. Their misinterpretation of your stillness is not your problem. It is their blindness, and that blindness will become their destruction. Listen to me carefully. The arrogant person lives in a world where everyone reacts the way they would react. They cannot see beyond their own mirror. So when they insult you and you do not insult them back, they do not think, oh, this person is noble. No. They think, oh, this person has no comeback. They are weak. When they cheat you and you do not cheat them back, they do not think, oh, this person is honest. They think, this person is foolish. They don't even know how to defend themselves. When they spread lies about you and you stay quiet, they do not think, oh, this person is trusting Allah. They think, oh, this person is guilty. That is why they are not speaking. Do you see what is happening here? They are misreading every single beautiful quality in you. And because they misread you, they make a fatal mistake. They lower their guard. They think you are not a threat. They think you will never rise. And that, my dear brother, is when you have already won. Let me give you an example from the greatest stories in history. Look at Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. His own brothers threw him into a well. They sold him as a slave. They lied to their father and said a wolf ate him. And what did Yusuf do? Did he scream from the bottom of the well? Did he curse his brothers? Did he try to escape and take revenge? No, he was still. He was patient. He trusted Allah. And his brothers looked at that stillness and thought, good, he is gone. We are safe. He is too weak to ever challenge us. They misinterpreted his patience as powerlessness. They thought they had won. But Allah had a different plan. Years later, Yusuf became the ruler of Egypt. His brothers came to him, begging for food, not even recognizing him. And when he finally revealed himself, when he said, I am Yusuf, their faces fell, their knees gave way, their ego shattered into a million pieces. Why? Because they realized that the boy they had thrown into a well, the boy they thought was too weak to survive, was now standing above them with complete power. And he had not said one angry word to them in all those years. His stillness had not been weakness, it had been growth. So do you see, my beloved, when people misinterpret your stillness, let them think you are weak. Let them think you are scared. Let them think you are stupid. Because every day they spend underestimating you is a day they spend not preparing for your rise. They are too busy laughing at you to see that you are building. They are too busy talking about you to see that you are climbing. They are too busy celebrating their fake victory to notice that Allah is writing a very different ending. And on the day when your truth is revealed, when your patience bears fruit, when your forgiveness is honored by Allah, they will stand there with open mouths and empty hands. And they will say, how did this happen? Where did this come from? And you will look at them with the same calm eyes you always had. And you will say nothing, because your silence once again will be the loudest answer. But let me address the pain inside you right now, because I know it is there. You are tired of being misunderstood. You are tired of people thinking badly of you when you are only trying to do the right thing. You want to grab them by the shoulders and say, I am not weak. I am choosing to be silent. There is a difference. I understand that feeling. It is a heavy feeling. But listen to me carefully. You do not owe them an explanation of your soul. You do not need to translate your stillness into their language. They will not understand you until Allah opens their hearts. And until that day comes, your job is not to convince them. Your job is to remain still, because your stillness is not for them. Your stillness is for Allah, and Allah sees what they do not see. Allah knows what they do not know. Allah is recording every tear you have cried in private, every dua you have made in the dark, every time you swallowed your anger for His sake. And He will not let that go unnoticed. He will not let that go unrewarded. Remember the story of Musa, peace be upon him. When Pharaoh was chasing him with his army, Musa's people looked at the sea in front of them and the enemy behind them. And they said, we are trapped. We are finished. They misinterpreted the situation. They thought there was no way out. But Musa said, no, my Lord is with me. He will guide me. And then Allah commanded Musa to strike the sea with his staff. And the sea split. The water stood like mountains on both sides. And Musa walked through on dry land. When Pharaoh saw that, he was shocked. He had underestimated Musa. He thought Musa was a magician with no real power. He thought the sea would stop him. He thought his army was unstoppable. But his misinterpretation of Musa's stillness, his arrogance led him straight into the sea that closed over him. So do you see, my beloved? Those who underestimate you are walking into their own destruction. You do not need to push them. You do not need to fight them. You just need to keep walking on the path that Allah has laid for you. And let the sea do what the sea does. Let Allah do what Allah does. Your stillness is not weakness. Your stillness is the staff of Musa. And when the time comes, it will split the sea in front of you. Hold on. Just hold on. Your moment is coming. And their misinterpretation will become their greatest regret. Ameen.